It's my favourite time of the year to be at the jumps meeting around jumps people. They're just genuinely happy to help and they're great people, jumps people. We're all just good friends. Jumping's the way I actually got into training. I was at university at Waikato Uni and my mum sent me down a horse called Magna Carta to get his schooling ticket. We did really well, we won his first couple of trials, and so she sent Ngātira Gold another one down, and I just ended up with those two horses. The owners asked if I'd take them, and I got my Class B licence, and we had a bit of fun with them early on, and I was still learning as I was going. I didn't really understand the miles and the fitness you needed to get into jumpers, but slowly I learnt, and Aaron Kuru was a huge part of helping me early on. He did all my schooling and it was just a huge thrill, and Ngātira Gold ended up being just a real favourite horse. He was a very battling little horse and he ended up winning 6 races, so it was quite cool.
Down towards the last, Ngātira Gold the leader, and it jumped in nicely. Mendoza's 2 lengths away. I don't think you'll get him, and it's going to be Ngātira Gold, and Aaron Kuru gets the double for the day.
My main early memories of racing focus around probably the Ruakaka Racing scene and having everyone come up and stay and watching the races there. I was at the stables before my parents got up most days and would set the alarm and walk down to the track. It was always my passion and it was a great way to grow up. It was natural to want to be in racing. My parents were quite desperately trying to steer us away from racing because they knew it was quite a hard life, and it's a 24/7 job, but the passion of horses and racing, once it's in your blood and once you have it, you just can't do anything else. My favourite horse probably was either Ace High or Casa de Campo. They were both really good open class horses but not exceptional. And then it progressed along to horses like Al Duche winning the Wellington Guineas and going over for the Rosehill Guineas. He was a pretty stalwart horse for my parents. Rising Romance and Habibi were quite funny horses. They never stood out or never showed anything special until their first trial, and then they really just stepped up every time you asked them to do more. Around the place they were just normal horses. You wouldn't pick them out of a lineup, but they just ate well, worked well, and that's all you could ask for. I rode Rising Romance in a bit of work early on, and yeah, she didn't feel like anything exceptional, and it was quite extraordinary what she actually got to achieve in the end. We always had between 15 to 20 horses here. We've got 20 boxes, and that's a nice number for me and my team. It means you can still be hands-on, get to know each horse and what they need, and try to get the best out of everyone individually, and that's comfortable for me. It's pretty hands-on being here and running a property in a stable. Jonathan Richardson's been with me for 6 years. He's very loyal. He's the head man here, and it's basically just him and I. Jess does the boxes. She's great, and it's really just us. We've got freelance riders at the track. Everyone just works well together, but we're a pretty small team and pretty close, and we have a few laughs, and it's a pretty good environment. I've had a lot of consistent jumpers, like Henry Tudor was a little trooper. He was always consistent. He had a great style of jumping, so he always gave a pretty good spectacle. Zamora was consistent, we won a few with him. Fast Catch was quite a good horse. Last year I produced a horse called Colonoscopy in New Zealand, but Dr. Colin now in Australia, and I think he's probably going to be one of the best ones I've ever had anything to do with, so he's one to watch for people. Winning the Pakuranga Hunt Cup with Locustra was just a fantastic ride by Sean Phelan, and everything just came together for us on that day, and he really ran away with it.
At the last of 20, Locustra first over from Kikani Gold. The others are closing. Max is running on, so is the Arabian Duke. It's Locustra in front for Sean Phelan at the 150. He's 4 lengths in front and going clear. Locustra from in second spot, Kikani Gold. The Arabian Duke's flying late, will get second, but Locustra for Sam Logan and Sean Phelan win the Pukekohe Hunt Cup. Great moment here for Samantha Logan, trainer of number 10 Locustra, and Sean Phelan. He really attacked the line, didn't he?
He was a really good jumper who was just ultra consistent. He could just go all day, and he loved the hills, and to win at least one over the hill there and it being a feature race was a huge thrill. That was amazing for us. You just have to get the real miles into jumpers. They have to have the leg work and be supremely fit, and it takes a lot of time to learn how much work jumpers can actually take and what fitness you actually need to get into them. That was my main probably issue early on, is I always had them looking too pretty and didn't have them fit enough. And it's quite exceptional what the horse can take, and it's just really long, slow miles. I slowly learnt, and yeah, it's just great. The jumps racing people are always there to help you. People like Mrs. Brown, who you can listen to for hours and never get tired of any of her stories. Paul Nelson, Kevin Myers, Harvey and Ann Wilson, they're just amazing people, and they're incredible trainers, and they always take the time to sit down and offer you advice and help, and they're always a phone call away. Jumps racing is very important because it gives horses that may not have a career on the flat longevity and something to do. It's not for everyone and it's not for every horse, but there's horses like I've talked about, Ngātira Gold and Locustra, Henry Tudor, they raced till they were 10, 11 years old, and they all retired sound. They've all been rehomed. We still follow them. Locustra's out on the hunt field every weekend loving life, but a horse like him probably would have been finished by 4 otherwise, because he just didn't make the grade on the flat. So it gives horses longevity, and it's a great way to get people who may be too big to be jockeys but are passionate about it a gateway into the industry as well.